Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing? Man, it's Anelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I asked the question to put together your best starting lineup. If you had one game that you had to win, what would be your starting lineup? Okay, so we did that a few weeks ago, but today we're gonna do something a little bit different. Okay, we're gonna do a starting lineup. All right, so you're gonna put together a starting lineup with your favorite all-time team, okay? Not a team, not the best team, not a team that you have to put in to win one game, to win a World Series, no. Just your favorite lineup of all time, okay? And so here we go. I'm gonna start off, I'm gonna start in left field. You can start wherever you want in the comment section below, okay? But I'm gonna start in left field because he's my favorite player of all time. Manny Ramirez, okay? Manny Ramirez might have the best right-handed swing of all time. I can watch this guy hit all day long. He played in Boston. I grew up a huge Red Sox fan. I loved in Baltimore when he caught that ball, he jumped up and high-fived the fan or tried to high-five and turn around and fire the ball back in. I know some people didn't like Manny's antics. Maybe I didn't mind them because the guy absolutely raked. I know some people give him crap because he took steroids and all this stuff. Listen, he had a beautiful swing. The guy was unbelievable. I know he did steroids. A lot of players did steroids. And so that doesn't take away the fact that I just loved everything about him. I loved his home run celebrations. I loved when he hit a home run and put both arms up in the air. Everything he did was awesome, okay? So Manny, he's my left fielder. In center field, we've got Ken Griffey Jr., okay? My cousin Mikey growing up, Ken Griffey was his favorite player. He wore number 24 all over the place, and you know what? He was a smart man because Griffey was unbelievable. I think Griffey might have been everyone's favorite player for that stretch there when he was with Seattle. Unfortunately, he got banged up when he went over to Cincinnati. He couldn't stay healthy. But what an unbelievable player this guy was. 5-tool player. Had maybe the sweetest swing of all time, left-handed or right-handed. His home run, I don't know if you would call it celebration, but just the way he hit the ball, dropped the bat, and started walking down the line. Unbelievable. Great defender. One of the best I've ever seen at being full sprint, jumping up and catching the ball, robbing a home run, smashing into the center field fence. Guy just looked like an animal. In Little Big League, the movie, he's an absolute beast. If you haven't seen that movie, shame on you. Go watch it. Ken Griffey's got to be my center fielder, okay? I don't know why I have the DH next, but let's do DH since I wrote it next. Edgar Martinez. Now, maybe it was because I was a huge Griffey fan also as a kid, and I loved that Mariners team when Griffey was there, Randy Johnson, Alex Rodriguez, Edgar Martinez, Jay Buhner, right? Plus, I think on Super Nintendo, it was this N64. It might have been N64. There was a Ken Griffey Jr. baseball game. I can't remember what it was called. I know you guys will probably know in the comment section below, but me and my cousin played that all the time. We were always with Mariners because he loved Griffey. And, geez, watching Edgar, talk about just a machine, right? I know Albert Pujols was a machine in that ESPN commercial, but Edgar Martinez was a machine. Unbelievable right-handed hitter. I know he couldn't really do anything else. That's why he was DH, but who cares? When you're DH, all you got to do is hit. And this guy hit. And for that, he's my DH. All right, right field. I got Barry Bonds over in right field for this, but I know he played mostly left field. But anyways, Barry Bonds. Now, another guy, I know a lot of people give him crap because he went on steroids. I don't know if he ever tested positive technically, but he was on steroids. But listen, I don't know if there's a hitter in Major League Baseball history that I would rather not face during those few years. He had an over 600 on-base percentage. He would play games where he would get one pitch a game, one hittable pitch a game, and he'd hit it out. It was unbelievable. It was better than a video game. I'd never seen anything like it, okay? He hit the ball so far. He squared everything up. He had an unbelievable eye. I know the umpires gave him a ton of respect, and they'd only call a strike if it was thrown in like this little tiny box like this big. I guess that's a circle. That's not a box. But man, was he unbelievable during those years. And he was great before he got big, huge gorilla looking like Barry Bonds. He was awesome before that. The guy was a 5-tool player. He could do basically everything. And so Barry Bonds is going to be my right fielder. Okay, first base. Why didn't you eliminate them, Albert? Albert Pujols. From my childhood, he's one of the best hitters in the game. Year after year after year, just Mr. Consistent. And he's still going. He's older now, and he's banged up now that he's been with the Angels for a little bit. But when he was with the Cardinals, there might have not have been a better hitter in the game than Albert Pujols. He came up as a left fielder, played some third base, but then went over to first base. Now he's mostly a DH. But I'm going to have him as my first baseman because I love watching a professional hitter that hit for average and hit for power. That home run that he hit off of, who was it, Brad Lidge? Holy shnikes in Houston. That ball was absolutely crushed. One of my favorite home runs of all time. So we're going to have Albert over at first base. All right, now we're going to jump over to third base, apparently. And we've got A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez. Now, I really love my favorite player, I know I said Manny was, A-Rod was right up there when he was with the Rangers. It's Seattle too, but then when he went to the Rangers, I was obsessed with them because I was a young player and I was a shortstop, and A-Rod was just the best. He was the best. He was hitting 50 homers a year. He's playing great defense. He was really big for his position, but could still play it really, really well. He was unbelievable. And I've told this story before, but back in the days of VCRs, I don't know if you guys remember what a VCR is, what a VHS tape. But I remember I had a recording on ESPN. I think they mic'd up A-Rod. This is back when they didn't really mic up anybody. And they went through like a workout. I think it was spring training workout. I must have come home from high school and watched that VHS like 4,000 times. And I would get in my room and I'd watch it, I'd put it in, and I'd freaking do sit-ups and push-ups. And I wanted to be A-Rod so bad. Yeah. So A-Rod was one of my favorite players of all time. We're going to have him at third base. You know why I put him at third and not at short? Because Nomar Garciaparra is going to be my shortstop. Nomar, Red Sox, shortstop. I was a huge Red Sox fan and a shortstop. It only makes sense that I love Nomar Garciaparra. When he came up, especially when he was young, before he got hurt, I don't know if he went on the juice, but he got pretty huge on that Sports Illustrated magazine, and then his body started breaking down. But anyways, before that, man, could he play. He could play, he could hit. He was in that, it was A-Rod, Jeter, Nomar, those three. I mean, I know Miguel Tejada was a beast too, but those three were they were unbelievable. That was when the shortstop position was before that was more of a defensive position, and these guys come along and they're smashing baseballs all over the place. God, what a great time to be a young kid playing shortstop and having those guys to watch every day. So Nomar, going to be my shortstop. Now, behind the plate, we've got Pudge Rodriguez. Pudge, absolute cannon. Maybe the greatest arm I've ever seen from a catcher. His release was lightning quick. His arm was incredible. He had a flair about him that I really liked as well. I loved everything about Pudge. Undersized guy. He was jacked. Was he on roids? I don't know. Maybe. He was humongous. Short, but humongous. And he was just awesome. I just love watching Pudge play. So the arm is what I think I just really love. You could not run on that guy. It was incredible to watch him catch. Second base, we've got Roberto Alomar at second base. Roberto Alomar was just an all-around great player, great defender, great hitter. He did everything. I used to love watching him turn double plays. I used to love that power feed that he would do. He would get a ball from like 100 feet away and somehow he'd power feed it to the shortstop, which was incredible. So, yeah, I just love Robbie Alomar. He's my second baseman. And on the mound, this was an easy one. My favorite pitcher of all time, Pedro Martinez, another Red Sox. You guys probably see a common theme here. Again, I know that I'm not a Red Sox fan now. I kind of stopped following them once I became a professional player. But before that, I was a huge Red Sox fan. Growing up, Red Sox lost. I wanted to cry. And so a lot of my guys are Red Sox players here. But Pedro Martinez, when Pedro came over from the Expos, it was unhittable. It was really unhittable. Every time Pedro took the mound, maybe the only pitcher in the history of at least me being a kid and watching the Red Sox where like when he pitched, it was like, okay, we won. It was like no doubt. Like I had 0% in my mind that I think the Red Sox could lose that game. Now I know they lost a couple of them. But Pedro was unbelievable. He was unhittable. During a time when guys were on roids, they were roided out. You guys remember that All-Star game when there was like steroid guy after steroid guy coming up to hit, and Pedro just blowing balls by him. Who did he strike out? He struck out McGuire. He struck out Sosa. He struck out Larry Walker, who I don't think was on roids. And he struck out somebody else. Who else did he strike out? I can't remember. But that was unbelievable, that All-Star game. And then actually I remember, I think the next game, he actually hurt himself. He came out of the game early. Who was it against? The Marlins? I don't know. It's been so long. But I remember, and then my dad was like, "See, he was trying to throw too hard in an All-Star game, and now he hurt himself." I remember my dad was all mad about that. But, man, that All-Star game was an All-Star game to remember. Unbelievable. So, Pedro is my pitcher. So that's my lineup right there. Let me know in the comment section below your all-time lineup for your favorite all-time lineup, okay? Not the best, just your favorite. Put that in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell if you haven't done that already. Thank you to our patrons on Patreon who help support the channel. We really, really appreciate that. And that is all we have. We'll talk to you later.